Hey guys, welcome to yet another Battleblood commentary. This time we're going to focus more on, it seems like, the amulets. I mean, I've still got the bunny hat on, and that kind of denotes that, hey, we're going to be very heavily focused on amulets at this point. So now we're actually up against a team that has amulets themselves. Now, an important thing to remember about the amulets is, um, if you're bringing a certain school amulet into PvP, expect others are going to do the same. Therefore, not only do you need the spells of that amulet that you have, but you need to make sure you have cards of that same school in case you get dispelled yourself, in case you, for example, let's say a Vaporize, which dispels myth spells, goes up on top of Cassandra, and she doesn't have any myth cards to remove that with. You know, she can use a cleanse, that's for sure, but those are treasures, those are not reshuffleable. So definitely look into carrying some cards of the same school as your amulet that are rank 0, just in case any of that happens. So anyways, we've noticed that there are two players at the very end that played Vengeances. So we're going to make sure that they cannot combo together. We're going to place up the smoke screen and the plague in case they try to attempt a manipulation card. For example, a earthquake, in this case I believe, to try to get that tempest through, and or allow the other two hitters to do massive damage, or stun us and basically surprise us out of nowhere. So that smoke screen and that plague right there, ensuring that these guys cannot combo together, and it looks like that player is going to blade up into that. So we're hoping that maybe Fallon has a disarm somewhere. If not, that's okay. We don't want them taking out any shields should we have any. So knowing that, hey, we can stun the last three guys and that Michelle Skyrider, the life player with the conviction on, she may not be stunned, so we're going to go ahead and prevent her from using Earthquake. We want to keep those shields up and prevent her from pulling off any combos with a stun or using an Earthquake on us in conjunction with her allies that hit. So anyway, she is going to critical heal here, but it's an early heal. We didn't even hurt them all that much. I don't think we even touched them actually. Aside from, yeah, actually we didn't even touch them. So now that the life player was out of pits, we're gonna go very we're gonna go very offensive right now. They're stunned, and we're hoping, hey, do we have an earthquake to maybe take out the blades? No, we're gonna go ahead and strike right away, because if these guys are relying on critical, that means their life is not going to be able to play an AoE heal. Therefore, we're gonna start striking them as hard as we can, especially the last two players, who tend to have very little resist if they're going full critical strategies. So anyways, here comes the massive hit right here. Wow, 1500. So probably no storm resist right there. Yeah, it's probably crit gear all around. 900 from that onto that storm player, and 800. So a little resist on the last two players. Nothing on the first though. So she has critical gear for life right now, and so nice. She has to get rid of that if she wants to utilize that myth amulet. She's gonna have to find a way to get rid of that that vaporize. So anyways, I'm gonna try to strike here too, pump in as much damage as possible with the blade and a gargantuan blizzard. I believe, yeah, that's gonna put a dent into someone, but not yet kill them. So they are gonna have a chance to strike, and Fallon without any shields. I don't have any stun shield myself. We may have played this a little bit too offensively, I would say. Life player, ensuring that, oh, we're going to get struck hard, so I need to build up my defenses. The Storm player, on the other hand, I guess is breaking shields for the other Storm to hit, so basically hoping that Fallon doesn't get critical on. Especially with the Vengeance up, but we'll have to see what happens here. And so, yeah, the amulets do provide for games to end faster in a way, it it increases your recovery time, but then it also reduces the ability to well, pretty much with the surprise factor. Excuse me, pretty much with the surprise factor, you know, of using power pits for a different school, you just never know what's going to be thrown at you. And so, you know, you're going to have various combos manifest out of nowhere. So, wow, if that storm had hit, would have gotten Fallon, I think. Yeah, that if Adam had hit, but now Fallon and I are stunned. Cassandra's okay. Ronan's going to replace his conviction bubble to ensure that the other storm does not critical. And, or, no, he's actually going to blind instead. So we're going to strike them down as fast as possible. Because we may have a chance right here to actually kill that life player and kill the other two teammates at the very end. So even though it's really risky at this point, knowing that Cass has a very low miss rate and pretty high damage for a hitter, for a life hitter at least, that we're going to just pump out everything right now. It doesn't matter if she heals, we're going to get rid of those blades, we're going to get rid of those blades and those stun shields and those two players right there. So let's see, and then Ronan not having a dispel, excuse me, or an infection to ensure that a unicorn is in play to save those other two players' pips. We went ahead and used Smokescreen, but she's going to go ahead and save her herself, so that's fine. She isn't going to save her two teammates now. And let's see what the so I guess it was a life and triple storm. So knowing that they have low health and whatnot, yeah, she was going to try to blade him up, so now they're relying on whatever they can. Fallon is down to 900 out of 2200, so and pip wise, we're not ready to heal just yet. So I'm going to go ahead and toss out my items in case that she decides to strike with like a Kraken, Gargantuan, or a Tempest of some sort to try to take Fallon out. I mean, even if players don't play like us and carry rank 1 Gargantuan cards, that's fine. I mean, let's just say someday it does happen, and just want to be prepared for it. And if they do play like a Gargantuan Imp and Gargantuan Kraken or so, Fallon is not going to go down with this Dryad being placed on her. So, massive heal, and taking advantage of my life amulet too. That's going to give her some extra life with some of those being power pips. So, let's see. Michelle doing Michelle Thunderhammer, I think. Thunderhand, I think. Doing a nice job in playing as many heals as she can onto the live player, ensuring that their healer is up and alive, and is taking the least damage as possible. So, anyways, we're gonna suppress any heal at this point. Further weaken in case any sprightlies pop off. Unicorn is not going to be able to save these players, and this Empower, I was hoping it wouldn't spark off the sprightly off that life player on the other side. No, more shields, so even more 55 shields, and a nice job in with that mantle on top of Cassandra, not letting her play yet another life dispel. On the other hand, I do have the life amulet too, so not sure if that was the best move necessarily. So Cassandra's going to go ahead and build up pips, or attempt to, in case we need like another Force Sword to take them out. And or we're maybe expecting to use Earthquake to just remove those tower shields in front, and or any other shield, and just smack them down as hard as possible. Nice job by the Storm right there. With Storm with the life amulet. I mean, I said before that as a Storm you don't want to carry a life amulet, because most of the time you will be excuse me, wow. It's been a long day. But you will be the first targeted. But anyways, here we go with the earthquake. We're gonna go ahead and get rid of that vaporize for her and that infection. So if she decides to heal, totally fine. We just need to get rid of the stun shields to make sure that they can't move next turn either. And that's the main key. I mean, even if that suppressed the heal, there's a bigger investment here. We can go ahead and just slam the earthquake into them, remove that infection for her. Then that might give her a bigger heal. She might critical, but guess what? We're ready to stop them in their tracks once again, and that life player will be out of pips. So let's see. Ronan preparing us for giant hits. And then we're going to play a plague on top just in case of any strikes, and I'm just going to start building up my damage while they're building up their heals. So yeah, she may have crit armor and whatnot, but we're going to build up our damage, as you can see, and strike them down hard in a few hits. We don't want them living too long because, well, they do have secondary healers here, especially that from the Michelle Thunderhaven, I believe. So anyways, we're going to strike them now. And nice play by Thunderhaven, playing up the conviction, not wanting to get stunned. So anyways, I'm slowly building up damage while my teammates are going to start packing in damage. Basically cause the other team to kind of worry about their health, about their security. Make them focus more on shields rather than hitting. Anyways, one of the players leave, so yeah, at this point would have just basically stopped. I mean, it's already unfair with us going first and then now short a player. So as far as commentary goes, I think this is pretty much it. I think I'll leave it for a music closer, but yeah, hopefully this helps you out with amulet use and deck building. Again, when you carry a certain amulet, know that you're giving away what kind of strategy or what kind of deck what kind of deck build you may have. So, if you're not careful, you're going to be countered easily. So you need to think about anti-counters here. So, and I admit, I did some I'm doing some blade stacking here right now, but I think I'll use it in a blizzard for a huge hit. There's the life dispel from that storm player. To ensure that Cassandra cannot life dispel, so I'm going to go ahead and just hit here with Fallon, try to knock out the life player. And here's another blade from Ronan. So, but it's not a gargantuan blizzard actually. But yes, this is what I would consider blade stacking. I don't know. I guess it's more justified for us since that's not our main strategy. This is kind of like the backup plan, I suppose, which is pretty much the first time we've ever used it. And I did mention over Skype that I felt kind of bad. It's like, well, this is against everything we've developed our team for. All these blades was exactly what we were advocating against, and here we are, we're using it. But at least it's not a snow angel. So, and it's not gargantuan. I'm still doing a huge amount of damage with the bubble. So yeah, end up taking out both players. And unfortunately, they did lose their third player, but I don't think it would have made too much of a difference even if he stayed. So, I don't know. Maybe he got ahead of the curve or something. So, yeah, if you like this video, comment, subscribe, and like it, of course. And I'll see you in the spiral. GG.